What is going on, Philly? What is up? I'm Rich. That's Don. Special guest in studio today. The man, the myth, the legend, the notorious one, Connor. Real Prince Blue. What is going on, Prince Blue? How are you today, my brother?
What is going on? Finally made it, man. I'm glad to be here.
You finally got to the big times there, pal. Finally got to the
That's
big
right. I'm
times.
finally drunk, man. I'm finally drunk on broad. Feels good to be drunk on broad.
Cheers, Don. I left my
Cheers.
koozie upstairs. That's my
It's
fault.
okay.
We
No
have
worries.
beautiful koozies. We have beautiful koozies. We have a fun episode for you guys tonight. Don and I just popped on Scotty Talks, so we were on there. I was on there for like 2 seconds. Don was on there for most of the part of the night. We're talking Sixers because let's be real. What else is there? What else is there to talk about? What is up, dudes? What is up, Mike? Dom, how are we, boys? How are we?
They had a great episode this week.
I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet.
It's good.
Chris,
it's definitely worth
up?
a listen.
Tay, what's going on? How are
Hey,
we?
girl.
Hey.
How are we? How are we? So let's just dive right into it. She's awesome. And if you haven't read the book, The Adventures of Echo Boy, there's 2 of them. Please find them on Amazon. They're both great. I have them both, and I read them to Ollie. He really enjoys them. So we're just going to get into it because we have so many questions. What the fuck, Sixers? Why? Why did you do this to us? I got my Wu-Tang shirt on, so I'm all about a little bit of violence tonight because I just can't. I just can't.
I'm blown away. I am literally blown away that we are sitting here on June 22nd having this, funeral for
pretty much
and here's the thing is that, and I was talking about this earlier, there were a couple of things that as I'm watching this that I'm going back to. I'm remembering the feeling of sitting in my living room in Glenside watching 1-0 and watching Roy Halladay give up 1 run in the first, and it was the slow burn. And it was Raul Ibanez hitting a ball that gets stuck in the wind and never gets down. And then they lose. And that team had over 100 wins and was going to mow through the playoffs. And poof, right? And then the Eagles play in Tampa, right? It's all set up. The whole record with the temperature, never winning below 34 degrees, and
Don, this triggered something for you, and I think it's a dark place. What I want you to do, Don, I want you to go to the Sixers, and I want you to tell them how you feel. I want you to tell them how you feel because you're in a dark place right now, my friend. I could tell.
I hate them. I have never felt so much anger towards this team. I literally spent when I tell you, everybody went upstairs. My wife worked that night. She was upstairs watching Lost. She's 10 years late to that party, but that's a whole nother story. But my kids are asleep and I'm sitting there and I'm and I turn I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what did I just watch? I just watched Father's Day, trying to cap the night off, and no one showed up. No one. They sucked. It was terrible.
Prince,
Doc got out coached. Ben got out. Ben didn't even show up and play.
Ben was barely there. He was there, not even in spirit. He was there just in body.
Here's the thing. I went back and I looked at the Bucks Nets game 7.
It's a good game.
Durant played 53 minutes. Harden played 52 minutes. Giannis played 50 minutes. Middleton played 52 minutes. The Bucks played 6 guys. The Nets played 7. Why did we play 10 guys in a game 7 at home? It was terrible.
I didn't understand that either.
And those bench guys got rich. Those bench guys had 20. There were 2 guys on the bench that played over 20 minutes. What are we doing?
You were angry, Don. You were angry.
I was mad.
I believe it. There he is. Go Suns. Go Suns. That's all we got, Mr. Scarterfield. That's all we got. Prince, please tell me, how are you?
I need a drink.
Go get a drink, please, Don.
I'm losing the hat.
Get a Valium, a joint, and a drink.
Tell me who showed up? Who showed up between Ben Simmons and Richard Simmons? Which one showed up first?
I would say Richard probably did, to be honest with you.
I mean, Richard Simmons would have at least
He would have tried.
On the
He would have
court.
tried.
He would have given me some dance moves on the court.
He would have sweat to the oldies. Ben Simmons went. And I'm glad we got Shantae in here because her light-skinned boo, he failed us. And
she wants his babies.
I can't believe he on a court that Dr. J built, that Charles Barkley built, that Wilt Chamberlain built, that Allen Iverson built,
Moses Malone
built, Mo Cheeks built. I can't believe he withered like that. I can't believe he refused to show up. I can't believe he looked at the franchise guy, Joel Embiid, on a torn meniscus and refused to give him help. I can't believe that Ben Simmons refused to grow a pair and help the Philadelphia 76ers. I can't believe he gave the fans, after a pandemic, that pathetic of a performance.
Yeah.
I can't believe that Doc Rivers, during a do-or-die game, played 10 players. It's like everybody forgot why they were there for that game 7. Everybody.
That was one of the things that blew me away. So on Saturday, throwing a little fiesta for my birthday, my Nick stayed and my buddy Pat stayed. We watched the entirety of the Bucks game. I watched Kevin Durant literally down to the last shot, give it everything he had. I watched Giannis give it everything he had, along with Middleton and every other player on that fucking court. And then I get to turn on the next day, which was my birthday and Father's Day, sit outside. I'm going to have a great day. I'm super excited. Can't wait. I get to watch that garbage. And garbage meaning a team that didn't want it, a point guard that just can't handle the free throw line. He only got to the line twice, still only made one. It just makes me laugh when you look at the accountability of Ben Simmons saying, oh, I know I got to be more aggressive. I got to stay aggressive. I got to be better. Okay, cool. How many times are you going to say that? You've been saying it for 4 years. When you look at the disgust on Joel Embiid's face when he passes up a wide open, they said layup attempt. If me, I'm throwing that bitch down and we're setting this place on fire. We are rocking. If I'm 6'10", I will never lay the ball up. I am straight going to put people on posters. But what did we do? We have a point guard who wants to pass it and get us 1 point. That was the turning point. I was so let down, not even mad. Like, it's like we're all dads. You know the whole you can be mad, but when you were let down, that's a higher degree of disappointment. And I looked at this team being, this is the best chance that we are going to get a championship in the next 3 to 5 years. Which makes me mad is looking at this team now and how it's built. We need more pieces. But now Ben Simmons not only hurt himself, but he hurt the team. And what can we do about this? That's what's going to freak me out. And the fact that Doc had, like you said, Doc had to play 10 guys. Had to play 10 guys in a do-or-die game where you leave everything all out on the court, but you're still giving Furkan minutes. You're still giving Shake minutes. You're giving Shake minutes. Why are we giving Shake minutes? He had one good game in the past 45 games overall, but we're still giving Shake minutes.
It just screams that he had no clue. Like, this game made me question Doc Rivers. Is Doc Rivers the right guy to go with moving forward. So like I don't understand for the life of me. Like it felt like I was watching the Sixers in the bubble with Brett Brown playing the Celtics. Like they legit had no clue. They were searching for answers. Like Shake Milton doesn't play the entire game and then starts the fourth quarter. What? And all the stuff that Ben Simmons went through and all the drama that he was going through with family stuff going on outside the court, like, Rich, you're saying, what a better way to just take out everything you had, every piece of frustration you had on that rim. He had a crap. This was by far his worst postseason in his career.
I mean, he's known for blowing over 15-point leads. He's only blown 7 of them in the past 4 postseasons.
But this is not solely on Ben.
No,
he gets a big piece of that pie, but he doesn't get all of it.
Go ahead, Prince.
They're clearly like, and my guy T Will. I think me and T Will talk damn near every day. We talk at least an hour and a half every day about hoops. And I think T will agree with me here. The reason why Doc was playing 10 is because there is no assassin on this team. There is no perimeter assassin on this team. Our assassin is 7'2". Your assassin cannot be 7'2". There's no guy in the fourth quarter that can go get you a bucket. And Doc was searching for answers. That's why you saw a cold ass Shake Milton on the floor in the fourth quarter. That's why you see Furkan Korkmaz stealing minutes. That's why you see him trying to catch lightning in a bottle.
Trying to find someone to make a shot and to make a play and to be the spark plug. That's pathetic.
And in a game 7, a Hall of Fame coach. Only in Philadelphia does this shit happen on the biggest freaking stage.
I think I got somebody who wants to come in and spit some heat. What up, T Will?
Fellas, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I hear you, T.
Listen, Prince, you're right. You and I talk about an hour and a half daily. And it's more of therapy on what's going on. And, you know, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. I've been offered to go on a couple podcasts. I've rejected them because I still have to do my podcast this week. And I'm coming on this one because you guys keep it real. Okay. Let's be clear. Let's be perfectly clear. Any problem any fan has with other fans complaining about Ben Simmons, stop tweeting about the Sixers, okay? Fans are allowed to bitch and moan. We've been through the process since 2013. We were told we're going to get enough eggs in our basket to put us in this position. We went through 7 dreadful years with Brett Brown, okay? Enabling Ben Simmons, nurturing Joel Embiid, not getting the maximum talent out of him that we need. We finally get a coach. Okay, we know his track record, but he's still a decent coach. We bring him in, and he's unlocking the big man. Like Prince said, he's 7'2". That can't be your assassin. He's outnumbered. He's outmanned. So we get a coach in here who's carrying his team through a window of opportunity to win a championship. This is not all on Simmons. I agree. But a lot of it is. A lot of it is. Yeah. And Doc Rivers, he was atrocious. You don't do a 10-man rotation in the playoffs. A 10-man rotation in a game 7. Are you kidding me? was the staff saying, yo, Doc, these guys got to play? Doc was atrocious, but the execution was far worse. The execution was far worse than what Doc Rivers was, because we go out there with Tobias Harris, who disappeared in the fourth quarter for 2 straight games. He had legitimately the worst turnover I've seen in 10 years when Embiid came up to set the pick and he threw the ball 20 feet in the air over his head out of bounds. And the Sixers were up 4. Momentum killers. There is no mentality on this team. They're all weak. They're all weak-minded. They fold under pressure. They fold in pressure situations. They've been folding since J.J. Redick threw the ball off his foot in that playoff game against Boston.
Yep.
There's no way in hell that fans are supposed to accept this. Period. You don't accept 4 years of not listening to any coach to get better at the foul line, to pass the ball when needed, to dunk when you need to dunk. Young is 5'11". 6 fucking 10. Ball. To Matisse and throw your hands up like, oh, where's the foul, ref? Are you fucking kidding me? Live it with Ben Simmons and his ignorancy and asinine plays of disappearing. We played 5-on-4 for 3 games. Now let's be clear. Everyone wants to bitch about the refs, and rightfully so. The refs sucked.
Yeah.
But let's do a flip side on that. You're up 26, 20, and 18 at one point. If you win those games, who gives a shit about what the refs do? You win the series. We should be playing Milwaukee right now for tomorrow night. We're sitting here bitching about another offseason, about another guy who refused to shoot, and a big man that was hurt again in the playoffs.
Listen.
Keep happening to us.
Listen. Everything you're saying is true.
It's all
and it's mind blowing when people will say, and I read it all on Twitter, oh, you're gonna bitch about this, you're gonna bitch. Yes, because it's been how fucking long? How many years are we gonna waste of Joel? How many times are we gonna be sold the same hand? We can't keep accepting the same shit. We can't be in the same boat as all us Phillies fans who are accepting, okay, John Middleton's going to do this for us when he doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to sell out seats. You bring in Doc Rivers. You bring him in afterward. So then you bring him in first. Then you bring in Daryl Morey. So, okay, Elton Brand's doing his thing. Morey's making trades. You still need more. This bench wasn't it. Furkan Korkmaz is not it. Shake Milton is not it. You play a 10-man rotation with a bunch of guys who you know aren't it in hopes that you find one. That isn't going to work out. That's not a playoff roster.
How many minutes did Kevin Durant play?
51.
53 minutes.
51 minutes on a
51.
One leg.
On one leg.
Say it, Prince, what'd he do? We talked about this. How many minutes did he play on a one leg?
53 minutes on one leg.
53. And Harden played 53 too.
We got Shake Milton playing 14 goddamn minutes in the most important game in Philadelphia history. Why? Ben Simmons disappeared. He melted. Okay? He melted.
You mean the guy who hid in the corner away from everybody in the fourth quarter?
He didn't hide.
Because he didn't want to touch the ball?
He melted. He melted. If I saw Tobias Harris get blocked one more time at the rim. Now, and this is why I'm saying the execution is far worse than what Doc Rivers did. Because he ran play after play after play to get Tobias Harris off. I swear I was watching Robert Covington with all those missed layups and those missed 6-foot shots and that little baseline turnaround he does, which is pure. It's pure for him.
It's so pure.
Misses.
Except when we need it.
Except when we need it. He faded. He faded away. I don't know why. Tobias Harris is not a max contract.
He gets tight. He's
not a max contract. Ben Simmons is not the guy. We've seen this for 4 years.
Well, he was given that contract because in fear of not getting anyone.
Correct.
Right.
Which is stupid. That's the same thing with the Al Horford contract. Oh, you're afraid that you're not going to get a guy, so you're just going to offer a shit ton of money to people, that players that pretty much really don't fit what you're trying to do, or what that coach was trying to do. But even though Brett Brown wasn't that type of coach, and then you just go, okay, well now we have to deal with it because we're stuck with Tobias's contract. We're not going to be able to move that, and if we do,
no. I'm breaking that down, Don. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Because you and I kind of like have the same rage when it comes to situations like this. When you have a guy like Tobias Harris who says, I'm a closer, he struts around the court in meaningful regular season games, and he disappears in 3 games and a potential go up 3-1 in that series when the Sixers are up 6. What was your instincts telling you at that point?
He's soft.
Thank you.
He's soft. He's
soft.
He turtled up. Now, the fact that even in an overtime game, Bruce Brown for the Nets played 52 minutes. How does that happen? How do you look at that roster and say, I got 10 guys that can play? No, you don't. The only person that should have came off the bench was Matisse should have came in for Korkmaz, and Howard spells Embiid at the end of
why, Don?
For a minute.
You know why, Don?
No clue.
You know why, Don? It's not a clue. You know why? Because it goes back to what me and T said in the beginning. When you got a killer like a Durant and a Harden, it's easy for those minutes to be delved up because you got killers. You got it. Now, if we had a Durant and a Harden and they're on a bench, now you could really kill Doc because you like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right.
But we don't have those. So now you're like, okay, you kind of like, okay, I don't know what he's doing, but I see what he's doing because Tobias ain't it, Furkan ain't it, Ben ain't it. So we got to find points somewhere. So pretty much, Maury, you got to find us some killers because we can't play 10-man no more. We got to find some guys that's going to get us some buckets that can play us some 40-minute ball because these deep benches, it ain't it no more. I'm tired of hoping and praying that a Maxey or a Shake can win us a game. We need somebody that's
nice guy. The nice guy fan. No. The nice guy fan. The nice guy trusted product. That's done. That is done. And it sucks for Doc Rivers because he's a 1-year head coach, and he said, "Well, this team got swept in a bubble last year." You're saying that to fans that are foaming at the mouth for an NBA title. We got
this was our year.
This was our year. Everything fell into place for this year. And
everything. You didn't have to put. You
failed us. You're right. I mean, I'm telling you, man.
There's no
right now.
There's no one out west. There's not a team that can match up with them out west. You weren't going to have to play the Nets at all.
Phoenix can match up with them. Only reason Phoenix can match up with them because they got 2 killers. They got 2 killers. Booker. The Sixers every time they play. I watched him in the Wells Fargo Center have 13 points going in the fourth quarter, and he dropped a 50 burger. That kid can play ball. Phoenix can match up with the Sixers. Okay,
but to get to the finals, you weren't going to have to play the Nets. You got the Hawks in the second round. The
Hawks.
You match up with the Bucks really well on both sides of the ball. It was the equivalent of
I'm loving this conversation.
There's 8 feet of snow, and I'm pushing a snowblower, and I got my kid walking behind me, right? I am paving the way to make sure that I can.
Yeah, you ran into that piece of black ice that you didn't know was there.
And
Caught you off guard.
Atlanta Hawks.
They came in and they punched in the mouth, and the turning point is when they gave up that 16-point lead, you told them at that moment that they belong. And instead of stepping on their throat, keeping the starters in, and pushing the lead to 35, you let them in, you let them play, and you let them think that they belong. And they did it, and they did it the next game too. And as soon as that was, it was over. It was over. They knew at that point that they belong, and you couldn't get game 7.
Man, I get it. Rich, you played ball from talking with you. Now, when you're in the rec as a young kid playing ball, you always played the older kids, right? The older kids always had 5, always ran the court, and the younger kids would come on. And the only reason you guys got on the court because you either waited so long to get on or you started out the court session, right? Yeah. So you get on the court as the youngins going against the old heads, and you start busting up the old heads, because the old heads are not taking you seriously, right? Yeah. And you take them off the court, and they are foaming at the mouth to get back on the court to play you guys. But the youngins have the confidence now that they're saying, hey, we can hoop with the old heads. So the old heads get back on the court, and what do the youngins do? They start laughing and joking and start hooping and making shots, pump faking, and you're flying by, and they're scoring, and everyone's in there clowning them. That's what happened to the Sixers. Yeah. We got clowned by Opie Taylor, pissing on Tobias Harris, Seth Curry, and everybody else. I said, on Philly Full Court Press, I said, look at Bogdanovich. I said, look at him. Pair him with Curry. And Atlanta, it was literally 2 weeks later, he signed with Atlanta, and the Kings didn't match his offer. And he came back, and he buried us. If he had a better knee, the Sixers would have lost that game in 6.
The ultimate slap in the face for me, when I saw the picture. Did you see the picture of John Collins at the post-game press conference in Game 7?
No, with the Embiid T-shirt.
He's got the picture of him dunking with Embiid in a headlock with the sunglasses on, and I'm like,
it's a foul.
I'm like,
it's an offensive foul.
It's an offensive foul. It's a foul. It's an offensive foul, absolutely. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, that dude. That's the dude that owned us in the playoffs. We couldn't stop. How many times are we going to get out? Are we going to get Trae Young move into the lane, and either if somebody comes up, alley-oop. Somebody
don't mention that to T. Will. He's gonna pop a vessel about that.
But it's like to
Chris,
me,
I'm saving it.
At that
it took Embiid 5 games to figure that out.
It's twofold, right? It's one, how do you let that happen for 7 straight games? But 2, how does the coaching staff not look at that and be like, we got a 6'11" point guard, we got a 7'3" center that owns everybody. Why don't we try that?
Here's the issue, okay? And I will try not to pop a blood vessel, Fritz, because it seems like we just talked about this one. Embiid has to stop committing. And Don, you're dead right. Someone on the coaching staff should have said, stop committing. Okay? Let the point guard or whoever's guarding Trae Young fight through the pick, stay with that man, and you just stay with Capella. Just stay with him. If you're going to commit, block his shot. Alter the shot. And he didn't do it. He froze in dead man's land, and that's why he got yammed on 20 times a game. He got put in a sleeper hole and dunked on. When John Collins pulled him down, he looked like he was ready to put Embiid to sleep. Embiid had to elbow him to get him off of him, and then he wants to act like he's tough. Come on, boss. Come on, man. You should have been tough. You should have been tough.
40K.
Right. Dwight Howard getting the technical fouls. Look, I was for that. Someone needed to knock the hell out of these kids, and they didn't.
Yep.
They didn't.
So Jason wants to know, big T. Will. He said you're plugged in. Do you know if Doc ever gave Ben an ultimatum, shoot or sit?
No.
Yeah.
Listen,
he's not going to sit him.
Jason, he's not going to sit him. He already said in the press conference he's not going to sit him. But I have more for that. If you can, just send me that question, and I'll dive deeper into that on the show. Doc said in the post game, you can't sit a defensive player of the year, 6'10", yada yada yada. And I agree with him. You can't sit Simmons. But Ben also has to make those shots. Ben going 1 for 2. If that was regular season, we're good with that. Postseason play, playoff play, and you're down 3-4, Rich. We talked about this.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Shaq Simmons has to be better. And Shaq Simmons was not. He was
47 missed free throws. He lost all the games by a total of 17 points, and he misses 47 free throws.
He has the worst shooting percentage in playoff history in the NBA.
32%.
Now look at all the bad free throw shooters in the NBA coming through, and he's the worst. Dennis Rodman, horrible. Shaq, horrible. Who was that on the Rockets? He was horrible. Otis Thorpe, horrible. We even had one in Philly. Dikembe Mutombo, horrible. The list goes on and on. Charles Oakley, horrible for the Knicks. And he is the worst. It don't get more. Ben Wallace, horrible. Ben Wallace, fam.
I mean,
you're worse than Ben Wallace at the foul line in the playoffs. It doesn't get worse. Rich. Oh my God.
I mean,
it's so bad. It's so bad, and the fact that he's in this whole series, he takes 3 shots in the fourth quarter in 7 games.
He was a mental midget. He melted.
Yeah, he melted before our eyes. And never did I ever think that when I bought a Ben Simmons jersey 3 years ago, that was a bad investment. It turns out it might be just as bad as an investment as I made when I bought a Carson Wentz jersey too.
Don't get rid of that Ben Simmons jersey.
No, it's up in the closet. It's not going anywhere. I'm not throwing it in the fireplace.
We said the C word. Prince is melting.
I'll give you guys a nugget. Okay?
Please.
So
Herb McGee is going to work with Ben Simmons.
He couldn't even help Ben Simmons. We heard that Doc Rivers says he could fix Ben Simmons, okay? And Ben Simmons is going to be working out in L.A., all right? And Morey was asked by John Clark today if, does he care basically if he works out in Philly or should he be here working out? And Morey basically said, I don't care where he works out as long as he's getting the work. Doc Rivers said he's going to get the proper work. Doc Rivers already sent the coaching staff to L.A. with Ben Simmons.
Good.
Okay.
He needs to get away from his brother.
Now, if his brother is there with him, I don't think he's going to be as much involved as he was in the past, because the coaches, there's coaching staff out there, and there is. I heard there's a shooting coach going as well. I don't know who it is. Haven't confirmed it, but it was leaked that there's going to be a shooting coach out there too. We also saw reports that they're going to potentially change him to right-handed instead of shooting left-handed.
I knew he was right-handed. We all knew he was right-handed, by the way.
But here's the issue. But here's the thing. When he pulls up for the 20 shots that we've seen in 4 years, the left hand doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. Those threes he made, Those three, he made 3 threes out of 72 games. You know why I know? Because I bet that he would make 4 in 72 games, and I lost. Okay? I lost. That motherfucker only had to hit 1 more 3, and he couldn't. And they gave him multiple chances to hit a 3, and he didn't. But the 3 he hit, and his stroke, and then, second half season, the mid-range stroke, he doesn't look bad shooting left-handed.
No.
It's in his head. Prince says it all the time. If you don't have the confidence in yourself to succeed in the NBA, there's no point in continuing to go on with this dude.
Prince, I would like for you to go off now because I would like to hear you.
You, like, me and T, like, I consider T a brother. Like I said, like, I legit, like, me and him talk like hour and a half every day, hoops, like therapy, like, so whatever T's saying, it's not like we haven't said it to each other, but like me and him, like, we literally, like, sometimes go 5 minutes in silence on the phone because we can't figure out mentally how you can have the physical gifts of that man and mentally just not, like, I, like, honestly wonder, like, if somebody, like, what I even said to T Will, I said, is it like the Manchurian Candidate? Like, did somebody, like, say something to him and it, like, snapped him, and he's like, they were like Bumblebee Bumper babies, and he was like, I will not shoot the ball anymore. I don't care about Philly. Philly will not win anymore. The Eagles have a Super Bowl. Yeah, I must kill the queen. Like, it's like, dude, like, you're 6. Like, there has to be, like, I see all the videos from, like, high school, summer league. Like, he just literally, the season started of him being an official 76er, and he stopped shooting. And the same thing happened with folks. Like, there's somebody in that office. I don't know if it's the sports psychologist, somebody. They're sitting on that chair, and the doctor's like, okay, you suck now. Don't be good. And they're not good anymore. I'm serious. Like, it's something legit wrong. The only person that's broke it is Joel Embiid. He's legit rejected anything that somebody has said to him, because anybody else that's come through this program has sucked. Fultz, Simmons,
Okafor,
Peanut Allergy Boy, all of them. How the fuck do you come to the league and not know you're allergic to peanuts? You're a grown fucking man. Have you not ran into a peanut butter and jelly sandwich up until your 20s? Like, have you not ate a peanut chew? How, motherfucker? How do you not know?
Zaire.
How do you almost die from a peanut? When I found that shit out, when I got that alert on my phone, I was like, stop playing. Who trolling? He's in a coma from a peanut? Can we void Mikal Bridges? Can we get him back?
Oh my God.
I don't know, fellas. And you know what's funny? Me and T Will talked about this. I have a strange feeling that we're keeping Ben. Like, my eyes are on Tobias. I think Tobias is the one that's gonna go. Cause let's be honest, it ain't like Doc ain't broke up with his ass before. Like, it ain't like he ain't been a side bitch before. So if I'm Tobias, I won't kiss Doc no time soon. I won't accept any flowers from Doc, because Ben I'm telling you, if you unlock Ben, Ben is like that big booty chick that's a bad cook. You're not going to give up that fat ass because she can't scramble eggs. You're going to hold on. So I'm telling you, listen, bye Tobias. I'm going to keep that fat ass on tap. That's just me. I'm sorry.
Listen, you're like, the analogy is like spot on. Because it's like
T Will gone.
T Will left.
Thank
you, T Will. Full court press. Listen to it, guys.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
Seriously, some of the best Sixers content you can find.
It's good stuff. Thank you for joining us, bro.
So,
never mind. He's back.
He's back.
He's back. Never mind. We were just. Never mind. He's back.
No, I was laughing at Prince and I accidentally hit the button.
All right.
No, but like you're like to me, the guy that I look at is the same guy. Like Tobias is the one that I'm like if and we were talking about this a little bit like when we were on Scotty's show. If you can swap and listen, I don't know about contracts and numbers and players and whatever, but like if you can swap out a guy like Tobias for a guy like Bradley Beal
or Buddy Hield, I'll take Buddy Hield.
Like if you need
we don't know,
a guy that is going, but to me, like a guy like Bradley Beal is the killer.
He asked, "Who will the Sixers get in the draft?" I said, "I have no. We don't even
know."
Damn
the draft, Chris. I mean, real talk. I gotta keep it 100. Who gives a shit about the draft when we just lost a Game 7 to the Atlanta Hawks? You're
picking 28th.
This is who we get 32.
Like
we're getting Richard Simmons for free.
Honestly, whoever you pick. Really does it really matter? Like you're getting a 28th pick in it. Like if there is any more irrelevant picks, it's anybody outside of the top 8 of the NBA draft. So like put all that nonsense aside. Like you need you need a guy that is going to murder people at the end of games. That's going to say, "Give me the ball, get out of my way." Like you need Bradley Beal, you need Dame Lillard,
I take a B killer because let's be honest, Steph Curry was a B killer.
Yeah.
Okay, he was a level B killer, and he surprised a lot of people.
Okay.
McCollum don't move me.
Yeah, I know. We're going to discuss that.
I like him. I like McCollum. I have no beef with McCollum.
Rich, he's saying that to get me to spill what I know.
Oh.
He's funny, but he's not funny. But I'm saving that for my show. But yeah, I take a McCollum. I'll take a B guy. Because if you pair a B guy who's a killer like Curry, because Curry had dog in him.
Mm-hmm.
But he just didn't have he doesn't have that get over the hump type dog. Yeah. Like you said, like a Beal, like a Dame Lillard, like
what about a guy like Levine?
Zach Levine, but Chicago's not getting rid of Zach Levine.
You're talking about elite, I'm saying like a guy like that.
You're talking about elite athleticism. If Steph had a little more sauce to him, yeah, we're talking that, but he just doesn't have that sauce like a Bill or even a CJ. Look, Zach can jump out of the gym. So
here's the thing also with Zach Levine, and it'll be real brief. Zach Levine's he's on a friendly contract. His contract is parallel with Curry and Josh Richardson and guys like that. So why would Chicago in the world try to explore any nonsense with him? So and they just made a trade for Vukovic. So they're in a good spot.
And team, real quick, is it somebody from the Sixers front office over there?
In Chicago, yes. There's a guy over in Chicago, and the Sixers got someone in Sacramento. They also got someone in Indiana. Now, I said there's going to be 6 teams that potentially could look at Ben Simmons because people are saying, there's no market for him. Well, just stop. I mean, we're not as sour as I am. I'll speak for myself. I can't speak for the fan base.
We're not forced to trade him either.
Correct. As sour as I am.
We could be upset. We could be upset at what Ben Simmons is, but it doesn't. I'm all about. I am disappointed. I am over it until next season starts. But we're not giving him away. He's not a peanuts guy. Like we still, and as they talked about on the last show, too. I'll let you finish. But you're not going to give up on him. If Doc says he's going to try to fix him, you throw the resources at him. You try to fix him, and if it doesn't work out, like you tweeted out earlier, his bitch ass will be gone before the All-Star break.
Yep, he will. And I think if Doc wants to try to fix him and he doesn't listen, he'll be out of here and problem solved. Now, you don't get someone like the Hassa to go to the Brooklyn Nets, okay? Because someone said, they gave up Jared Allen and
Karis LeVert.
That's not true. Necessarily true. You had to get 3 teams involved to get Harden to Brooklyn.
Right.
So if you want to move Simmons for a Dame Lillard, that means Simmons might not go to Portland. Dame comes to Philly, but you need someone else to tango with.
Yeah.
And that's going to be tough. The pool and market for a killer right now is very, very thin. Prince put it in my head. We're going to probably keep Simmons. But like I said, damn it, get your shit together or get the fuck out of Philly.
Agreed.
Bottom line. Get your shit together or get out of my city. I'm sick and tired of playing nice guy, Rich. I'm done.
No, and trust me, I'm there with you. I mean, I've been there. I've dealt with the letdowns, and I'm just over it. But here's my thing that really upset me is you had Tobias out there basically acting as the number 2. And when your number 2, I'm just putting air quotes up, when your number 2 is diverting to other guys because he doesn't want to take the shot, that pisses me off. And that's what I didn't like about Tobias. It's not the fact I don't think he's a good player, but he's soft mentally and he's soft on the court. You got blocked last series like 6 times in a row by the backup center. That was gross. Then you come into this series. Yeah, you miss layups. The awful pass to Joe, 20 feet over his head, on an inbound pass. I mean, it was an inbound pass that was drawn up that you couldn't execute. That was disgusting. But you're also the number 2, air quotes, and you're diverting and you're passing the ball to the George Hill, to the Shake when he's out there, because you don't want to take the shot, but you're the guy who's getting paid all the money. Like, all right, fuck Ben Simmons in this equation because we already know he's not going to shoot. So I get that. But Tobias, how can you look yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm that good or I'm that dude? Like, he has to know in the back of his mind that he isn't elite. Because if he does, he needs to go to a fucking doctor. He needs to
his only job on the court is to score. Like,
Yeah,
that's his role. His role is to be on the court and score.
Why are you looking to pass the ball to Furkan Korkmaz?
Rich, that's my thing, Rich and Don. I don't get it. If I know Simmons is soft, and if I know I got an extra 8 attempts in my bag, I'm taking that.
Taking them.
Yeah. I'm being a 6'9" Westbrook. You know, when Westbrook shoots his team out of games, if I know I got shots where my coach is giving me the green light, I'm taking that. For some reason, Tobias, he's efficient. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes I need him to be a little more selfish, a little more greedy. He's right. Like T. Will said, no more Mr. Nice Guy. No more. I don't need you flexing on a 23-point game. Talk about I'm an all-star. You know the reason why he wasn't an all-star? Because you can't be flexing when you're a consistent 22-point scorer. We need some 40-point games in there. Yeah. We need some 45 burgers. We need a 50 burger. We need that. You know Tobias' highlight games is like a 36 burger.
Like, if you lack the confidence to shoot the basketball, then you're not playing the right sport. But like you said, you need a guy who's going to give you, all right, he'll give you the 22, but you need the guy who's going to give you the 40-point games.
36 burgers.
Like, who the fuck? Yeah, I don't, that's a number.
That's like $1 burger.
Yeah.
It's a McDouble. One slice of cheese.
I just don't understand what goes through some of these athletes' heads that we have, because I feel like you look at it, I'm not bringing up any names, but you look at it through football, of what we just dealt with. You're dealing with it through baseball. You're dealing with it through hockey when they were talking all the Carter Hart shit. And then you're going to deal with it through baseball. Guarantee with Aaron Nola. Guarantee that shit's going to come out that he's fucking in his head and something's going on there. What the fuck is it that you come to Philadelphia with all these accolades? You're going to be this, you're going to be that, and then you stink. And then you absolutely flat out stink. Or you have all the talent in the world and you can't put it together. I just don't.
Smith.
Devontae Smith, if you were listening to this, turn it off. Turn it off and run.
I'm leaving if y'all talking Eagles.
No,
we're not.
I mute the word Philadelphia Eagles on Twitter from August till.
Don't you worry.
Tyrese
But my whole thing, Tyrese Maxey, if you're listening to this, run. Don't listen. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Like, I'm a 5'10" white dude who hits free throws, and I have a
You're
decent jump
5'10"?
shot. Yeah, I'm only 5'10". I'm a small dude. But I had
5'9".
all the confidence in the world to shoot, no matter who I played against. In any sport that I did, I had confidence. It's something that you're born. You have the dog and you have the fight in you. You have to have that. I don't understand how anywhere between being 6'6" to 6'10" athlete can be soft. Explain it to me. Explain to me the mentality. Either of you guys, any of you. What the fuck goes through your mind that you can't be aggressive? You don't have confidence.
Because the rest going to call a foul on me.
He's
The
scared
rest
to
going
be
to call a
laughed at.
foul on me.
He's scared to be laughed at. He's scared to go viral. Let's be honest. Social media has really pussified a lot of people, including the common man. Why do you think I'm gonna get real right now? Why do you think there's so many fucking shootings and everything else? People are scared to get an ass whooping. People are scared to go viral getting their ass whooped. So what do? They try to end it as quick as possible. So same thing with Ben Simmons. He'd rather go viral doing a sweet pass then go viral clunking that bitch off the backboard. That's
soft.
That's what it is.
But what about the ones that you make and the 50-point games that you make? What about that shit? Why does everybody always have to like bring up, okay, I understand your point, Prince, and it is a valid point, but I'm playing the devil. What about all the good shit that you can do? What about everything that you can accomplish or becoming that generational talent? Yeah, you're going to airball some shots. It happens. Look at the Brooklyn game. They airballed 2 in a row.
But Rich, think about the news though, right? What's on the local news? The local news is all the shit that happens. It's all bad shit, right? Where's the good feel good story? It's the last 35 seconds as they're rolling the credits, rolling out. Right? You don't hear about the good feel good story. Right, because what gets the attention? It's Ben Simmons clanking it off the rim, or Giannis throwing up an air ball at a foul shot, or the Nets
throw violation.
The Nets counting out loud up to 13 as he shooting up they just.
And it just pisses me off. I just want to see people with confidence. I want to see my team go out there and step on somebody's neck for once. Instead you're up 26 points and then you decide to lose the game. I just don't understand. I just don't. It boggles my mind.
The Kobe's, the MJs, the Magics, the Birds, the who am I missing, T? What killers am I missing? What elite killers that don't give a fuck?
Tracy McGrady,
Kobe, Jordan.
What?
Tracy McGrady. I love Tracy McGrady. I had the Team Max. Great shoes. Great shoes.
Huh?
Yeah, T-Mac. Tracy McGrady, he was a killer in certain aspects. He was a killer in certain aspects, but I wouldn't consider him as an elite killer. Reggie Miller, he was a killer. Yeah. So, you want to go through that era, Prince. There's so many you could go with that Jordan era, but if you want to come out of that era into, something that the kids do today that might be watching and listening right now. Paul Pierce, he was a killer, as much as I hate to say that for the Celtics. Katie's a killer. Curry's a killer. Klay Thompson will murder you if he gets off early. Jason, LeBron, LeBron's a killer, but LeBron's game is just different, man. He doesn't have to be. He could kill you in multiple ways and not have to dominate like he did when he was younger. But LeBron was
too, T. Will. You just mentioned him, Devin.
Devin Booker, man. Listen, the league is on notice. The league better be on notice with Devin Booker. That's my next guy. Like, I love Russell Westbrook. He's a killer. Beal's a killer.
Yeah.
But Devin Booker, don't let him get a ring.
He's shooting off the plane.
Don't let him get a ring.
These are people with confidence. These are people
Donovan Mitchell's turning into a killer.
Killer.
Jamal Murray, before he got hurt, he's turned into a killer. There's a lot of guys in the league that are going to take that next step to be killers. James Harden, he's a killer. But see, the thing about James Harden is
he's another
I've watched James. We've all watched James Harden since he was with the Seattle Supersonics, OKC. All the way through. Is it me or does he not show up in the big
He's
games?
another wilter.
Yeah, he
He's
doesn't.
A wilter. He's a wilter.
Chris Paul
He's a
gets
wilter.
hurt. You have game
He's a
7
wilter.
in Houston. You shot 0 for 17 before you guys hit your first 3, and you're down 34 points.
Yep.
I
That
will
game was
never
nuts.
forget that.
That game was nuts.
Even just in this game 7, he couldn't get that ball to Durant fast enough.
Nope.
As much as he kills you throughout the year, put a game 7 pressure cooker on the line. I don't know if he's going to show up. Kyrie Irving will show up.
Jimmy's a killer too.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler's a killer.
It's
So
confidence.
this is what I want to ask. I want to ask you guys because before we end things up. So I'll go around. I'm going to go around. I'm going to ask Prince first. I'm going to go with T. Will. I'm going to go with Don. Prince, what changes that you think that need to be made for the Sixers team going forward?
Ben Simmons either needs to ascend or get traded. Bottom line.
What else?
He's the key. He's the key. He needs to ascend or he needs to get traded. That's it. He's the key to everything. If he ascends, they're a title contender tomorrow. If he doesn't, they're a second round exit again. Bottom line. They're 405 again. As constructed. Bottom line.
T-Will, what do you got?
They got to get a dog. They got to get a dog. If you can't get me someone to complement Embiid as an A guy, which is going to be difficult, then I want that B guy. Because Rich, put this in perspective. You got Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, CJ McCollum, Joel Embiid, and Danny Green on the court.
Buckets.
Yeah, I love it.
Buckets.
I love everything about it.
Buckets. And you had the perfect saying. You'll sacrifice 19 to 27 points a game for that offense.
Yeah, I'm sacrificing defense for 19 to 25 points a game. That's what I'm doing all day.
And you put Ben Simmons at the 4.
I'm fine with that.
I'm good with that.
There's Don.
Tyrese Maxey potentially could be a killer.
If he gets some work and refines the shot a little bit with that energy, and he learns to kind of like see the game a little slower, he's going to be perfect. He's going to be perfect. He is so high motor that everything is moving like this to him.
I love it. I
love everything about it. I love everything about
him.
I just need his thinking to slow down, and then that'll stop the turnover.
Down and he looks right through the coach.
Oh, I know. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah. Me over here.
You
going this way.
Chris, you love that Tony Rowland, huh?
I love it. I love how Tony Rose used to just look right through the coach like, I'm gonna shoot another 3. How about that?
Don, what do you got?
Like I think T-Will, you're right on. Like they need a killer and they need shooters. So in my mind, like I replace the expiring contract of Danny Green with another shooter. I'm trying to overhaul this bench to get shooters because that is where this game is. This game, they need shoot. They need the dudes at the firing range that are just going, they're just doing machine gun style. They're firing up as much as they can. Like I am surrounding this core with so many shooters that they don't know what to do.
Rich, final question from me, boss.
What do you got?
Who's on the Sixers bench right now under contract? Do you know?
Look at Rich face.
Don, don't look it up, Don. Don't look it up.
So, obviously, Maxey, Thibault, Seth, and I think Korkmaz still has another year. And I think that's it. And
George
Paul,
Hill.
and B-Ball Paul.
George Hill. George Hill is the only one that's under contract.
What?
That's on the bench.
What?
Furkan is going. Mike
Thank
Scott's
God.
going.
Thank God.
Jake Milton's going.
Thank God.
But you
Furkan,
gotta
see ya.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, we have to replace him. That's
correct.
Yeah.
I'm driving the bus.
Danny Green. I dropped the bus. Danny Green is coming back.
I'd like to see Danny Green come back.
Yeah, me too, personally, because that hurt us be honest with you,
his defense was ass. But but here's the thing: his defense was ass. He wasn't making shots. But if his defense is ass and he's making shots, I don't give a fuck. I'll take him back.
Bingo.
I'll take him back.
Bingo.
I'll take him back. Doesn't matter.
Bingo. So yeah, George Hill's the only one under contract,
and he needs to be gone tomorrow because he was absolute ass.
I'm not hating on George Hill because he played like less than 20 games for us, and he's coming off a surgery.
I would like to see him in a bigger role.
I don't know who that Snow Bunny is. I'm hating. He still ain't told me who the fuck that Snow Bunny is.
Red pants. Hey, Prince, you want some mac and cheese?
Oh my god!
I love it. So,
oh god!
What? Don't worry, I'm going to answer the question, guys. So, what I think that they need. Goodbye to all those guys. Need some shooters. I want to see Danny Green back. I want to see Dwight back. Ben obviously needs to. I like Dwight. I like what he brings. But do I think we need like another center besides Dwight? Yeah, I think we do. Prince, don't look at me sideways, Prince, because I like the energy. I like the dude who's going to throw an elbow once in a while and then say, I barely touched him. I should have heard him harder.
Paul. Don't sleep on B-Ball Paul in his workout in the offseason.
No, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what
T-Will. I trust T-Will. He said B-Ball Paul is a dog, and
they said him and Maxie are two of the hardest working players, and I can't wait to see how they go forward.
I trust T-Will. So
Prince gave me the eyes.
I'm gonna believe.
Prince gave me the eyes.
Dwight's such a dumbass. Man.
He is a dumbass, but I just love it. That's how I played back in the day.
You need one on every team.
You do.
You need that.
You need one on every team.
Gentlemen, we're bringing it into final thoughts. No, it's not over, Prince. You're leading the way for final thoughts. Oh. Anything you want, bud. Plug your shit. Whatever you want. Talk, brother.
I don't want to plug anything. I just want to thank you, Rich, for having me on. I want to thank T-Will for jumping in here, man. It's hard to get us on together because he be so busy doing his thing. Thank everybody, man. Keep supporting this, man. I love this. Even though the Sixers pissed us off, and this is why we deserve so much better, because this is how much it hurt us. This is how much we care about the Sixers. Say what you want. This can be an Eagles town all you want, but this city is rooted in Sixers. This is a basketball city. This is rooted. When you go in the inner cities, you see people playing basketball. You don't see people playing football. So get your shit together, Sixers. Do what needs to be done. Daryl Morey, we trust you. Doc, we trust you. Ben Simmons, we don't trust you. Get it done. Light-skinned motherfucker. Go ahead, y'all.
T-Will, what do you got?
Listen, Rich, man. Appreciate what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Real content. Everybody needs to, get on board and, follow your podcast and support anything I can do to help. I'm with it.
Sir. Appreciate you.
If you ever need, a special guest or something, just reach out to me. I'll see what I can do for you.
Appreciate you, man.
Philly Full Court Press, man. We're in postseason mode now. So I appreciate everyone following us. The tag's at the bottom. You see it.
It's right there.
This week, Mike and I are going to be diving into the Game 7, obviously. Ben Simmons. I have more Venom to release.
Can't wait.
And after I get my Venom out, we will discuss how to construct this team. And we will talk about how the window of opportunity, as Don said, was wasted. That is the number one thing right now that I just cannot get out of my mouth, that sour taste on how this opportunity was wasted. All summer, Rich. I'm telling you, lock in with me.
I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear this next episode. It's going to be good.
Lock in with me because, we're breaking down the bench. We're breaking down potential moves. I don't know if I can pull a rabbit out of my ass again, like I did with Seth Curry trade Prince and Danny Green. I keep telling everyone I got lucky, but I want to follow the tea leaves.
Let's do it.
Okay? Follow the tea leaves. Everyone support real content. This is real content. Philly Full Court's real content. Real Time with Prince Blue is just pure comedy. Okay? Follow us. Support us. We'll give you what you want.
All day, every day. Thank you, T. Will. John, what do you have for your final thoughts, brother?
All right, so I stumbled on an article on Twitter somewhere along the line someone has shared, and it was an LA Times article about the LA Clippers broadcaster Ralph Lawler, who in the midst of his broadcasting put together this data about the connection between the NBA team that scores 100 points and their percentage of winning. So for all those people that are out there that are doing the in-game betting, the team that scores 100 points first wins 93% of the time. So if you are out there and you are real-time betting and you're trying to scrounge together whatever coins you got to make whatever money you need to make it work, if you can get on that, 93% is not a bad percentage. So sometimes, and listen,
Pretty high.
In keeping track of like in some of those games out west, they were getting to 100 points at the end of the third quarter.
That's
So
Ben Simmons
if you
percentage.
if you can hop on that, that was just it was fascinating to me. And then since I read the article, now of course it's like in my mind and I'm paying attention to it. Like it's now like, okay, they scored 100 points, and then do they win? And the connection between that, I don't know. It just one of those like. I couldn't figure out if it was one of those like quirky sports things or whether it was like actual factual, and it's pretty damn spot on. So if you're a degenerate gambler and you're betting your in-game sports bets and you see that team get 100 points, go put a dollar on them, go put $10, whatever, and make it rain.
I like it. Well, first and foremost, gentlemen, Don, as always.
Thank you.
Love it. T. Will, great surprise, man. Thanks for saying, can I come on? Of course, anytime. Awesome. Prince Blue, man, I've been trying to get you on for a while, and I'm happy. I'm happy you came on, brother. It's always a good time bullshitting with you, gentlemen. My final thoughts is, I swear to God, if all it takes is Ben Simmons to shoot with his right hand, and he becomes the generational talent, and this dude couldn't figure this shit out in the middle school, I'm going to be so fucking upset. I am going to be so upset. Ended on a little fun.
Ask the trainee if he shot with his right hand.
Follow at Big T Will 34. Follow at Real Prince Blue. Follow at Mr. Seaway Science. Follow at it's the Philly Full Court Press. Follow whatever Prince is doing. Prince, you're doing tomorrow night, right? Is it you on tomorrow night?
Yes.
Tomorrow night, 8:00.
8:00.
T Will, we can find your stuff on Apple, anywhere. Podcasts are. When is it coming out?
Punk ass Mike Missinelli says, "Google me."
Google me. Google me. Oh shit,
Google Full Court Press. You'll see what happens.
You'll get their content.
Always it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
It is.
That old bastard.
And as we like to say to end this show, thank you, everybody. Fuck Spike Eskin.